No, I agree with you, Jack. I think to set our standard is so high right now that we can't meet it would just mean that more pain is going to be inflicted upon the employees, the community, and so forth. I think it's reasonable, the 5 to 15%. I think it's doable. I think it's something that we should consider, and I would support this.
Councilman Koppas?
I believe the same thing. I think that the range is reasonable, especially being in a situation that we're in now, and that I agree that it's a good start and prove it as well.
Councilman Termella?
I disagree. I believe that what Mr. Dingman is recommending or has espoused is probably the better way to go. I think that we need to have more in the way of reserves. I think that this is going to be a self-fulfilling type of process anyway. We've been told that we're going to have to cut another, I guess, $1.5 million from the budget to whether we want to go between 5 and 15%. We were talking about 8% to begin with. All this is going to depend on what happens in the economy, what we collect in tax revenues, sales tax from businesses. I'm not so tied into the definition with this with the resolution that we're passing. Frankly, I think the more that we can have in reserves, the better. I think that I would disagree with the mayor in that if you have 40% in reserves, you know, that's not only not a problem to have or to say that it's a problem, because you may be spending plenty on services to all the people in your community, and you might want to take that 40% and instead of spending it, return it to the taxpayer, which is a novel thought and has been mentioned by people in the past. Chris Manson specifically wanted to do that at one time. And this was after we came out of saying that we needed a parcel tax to make sure we had enough revenue to run the city. I think that things change as we go along, so I'm not really too worried about definitions. I'm more concerned about the budget, the actual budget process, and I'll support this at the 5 and 15% because I really don't think it has that much in the way of meaning.
Thank you. Councilmember Kaler?
Well, I think that at this point in time, the 5 to 15% is realistic. I would love to be able to say we're going to have a 10 to 20 or 30, but right now, that's not realistic. So let's go with what we can now. This is not, as you say, set in stone. We can certainly have as a goal in the future, we want to have a larger reserve, and I think we should aim for that. But this is now, and that's then, and we have a lot of bridges to cross before we get to that point. So I'm for sticking with this now and not forgetting the 10 or 20. I think we need to aim for that.
Absolutely.
But right now, let's be realistic and stick with this.
Okay. I think we've all had an opportunity to weigh in on this. So I'll entertain a motion to make a decision on the budget policy for the city of Dixon in order to maintain fiscal sustainability.
I would so move.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to adopt the ordinance and Exhibit A was the revised definition of a balanced budget.
That's right.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Kaler,
Aye.
Cherubello,
Yes.
Kappas,
Aye.
Fuller,
Aye.
Mayor Batchelor.
Aye. Okay.